guys, it's Red Lightning, and welcome back to another episode of Life. Sorry, it keeps sliding, so if the cross is out of the side, it's because it keeps sliding off, because this is a long necklace. It's a different chain, because the original chain was really hard to open and close. So let's get started. Well, my hair's a mess. Okay, so let's get started. Now it's... Stay. There we go. Now let's get started. Today's song of the week is Light Shine Bright by TobyMac. In Light Shine Bright, TobyMac wants to make this third rock glow by magnifying God's light with the brilliance and intensity that only a perfectly cut diamond could achieve. He sings, I want to magnify your light, I want to reflect the sun, cut like precious diamonds, with colors of bright millions. Sorry, I lost my place. Written by... Wait, no, never mind. Yeah, that's it. Huh. Okay, now let's move on to the verse of the week. And to apologize, it's kind of short, the meaning of it. Turn to the Lord for help in everything you do. And you will be successful. Proverbs 16:3. The double meaning here is that God will put the right plans, the ones according to His will, into your heart. His plans will become your plans, and then He will make those plans succeed. If something isn't working, it isn't God, because what God wants to work will work. Now let's move on to the childhood thing of the week, and today it's another Vegetables one of Mo and the Big Exit. And I would just to apologize, as this might be a really long video, so I would put the link to the story. Also, I think there's actually a YouTube video of the whole movie or episode on YouTube. So if I figure out, it might popped up with a little thing, so you can skip this part if you don't want to be here for a long time. So let's get started. Okay, Mo and Big Exit. Opening countertop. Bob and Larry are on the countertop, greeting the kids once again, though this time Larry is now sporting a black cowboy hat and a red neckerchief. Larry then asks Bob if he remembers the Ballad of Little Joe, which Bob does rather hesitantly. Before Larry asks him, wasn't that a great show? With Bob answering that it was terrific. Larry then says, you just gotta love the Westerns, don't ya? To which Bob then says that you don't have to, but he does enjoy a good Western every now and then. Because of this, Larry pulls out a letter from Wesley Thomas from Carlsbad, New Mexico, asking if they could do a sequel to Ballad Little Joe. Bob then tells Larry that the letter he got is nice, but only answers letters from kids with moral and ethical dilemmas, which Larry is confused but about. Before Bob explains to Larry that he means the question about right and wrong and what the right thing to do is. Larry then says that the sequel of Little Joe is the right thing to do. Before Bob asks Larry if Wesley's letter says anything about problems with listening to his parents or losing interest in school, with Larry saying that it doesn't, before he's saying that he also got a letter from Mr. Sammy Tidwell from Brentwood, Tennessee, which tells Bob and Larry about a low interest rate. Bob then asks Larry who's screening his mail, to which Larry answers that he doesn't know. Before Bob tells him that sequel to Ballad Little Joe would be nice, and then Bob tells Larry to listen to the letter that he received. But Bob then reads a letter from a girl named Elsley. Sorry, it's kind of hot in here. Elsley, who explains that she constantly gets into fist fights with her brother. She then says that she learned from church that week that she's supposed to be loving and joyful, peaceful, patient, kind, good, gentle, and self-controlled. She knows that God wants her to be all that towards her brother, but isn't sure what she is supposed to do because she doesn't have good enough willpower to be all that. Of course, Larry then comes up with an idea saying, sorry. You know what I'm saying? Saying that he has a perfect story for Elsley, which is the story of Mo and the Big Exit, or as Indians call it, the Lone Stranger. He then tells Bob, either way, it's Little Joe Part 2. Raw film. Mo and the Big Exit. 3 cowboy carrots and 1 sombrero clad guard are gathered around the campfire playing different musical instruments and singing a song about the legend of the Lone Stranger. The lead carrot then tells the viewers that to tell the tale of the Lone Stranger, they will have to start with the hero of Dodgeball City, which would be Little Joe. The viewers are then treated into a flashback depicting the story of Little Joe and about how his brother sold him to some bandits who then took him to Dodgeball City, where he was treated as a celebrity thanks to his ability to interview people's dreams with God's help, as well as saving his own family, forgiving his brothers for their wrongdoing. Of course, times change with the descendants of Little Joe and his brothers multiplying like prairie dogs, with the new mayor of Dodgeball City, played by Mr. Nazar, worried that the people of Dodgeball City would be overrun by Little Joe's descendants. Because of this, the mayor Taskmaster Wyatt, played by Mr. Lunt, sent all of Little Joe's descendants to work and paint the painted desert, dig the Grand Canyon, and build Monument Valley in order to keep them down, all while they still singing about the Lone Stranger. While the P's are still working hard in the building of the Grand Canyon, the mayor and Wyatt oversees everything, with Wyatt asking the mayor if something's wrong. The mayor tells Wyatt that there are too many workers, which Wyatt is confused about, telling the mayor that a lot of workers is a good thing, and they can't dig the Grand Canyon, build Monument Valley, and paint the painted desert with just a few guys. The mayor then asks Wyatt, and what happens if they all decide that they no longer interested in working for free? To which Wyatt then sees his point. When Wyatt asks the mayor what he should do, the mayor answers with thin the herd, which confuses Wyatt before the mayor explains to him to make sure that there aren't many workers, something which Wyatt is not so sure about. But the mayor tells him to gather up all the baby boys and send them up the river. This surprises Wyatt when he hears the mayor tell him this, but he does as the mayor asks. The lead carrot then narrates that the mayor thought that his plan was awfully clever. At the same time, a bunch of baby baskets were floating down the river, before also saying that God kept his eye on the one special boy he was going to use to turn the whole mess around. A single basket then floats away from the others before floating towards where the mayor's daughter is standing on the edge of the river, with panning for gold before she noticed the basket in front of her. The mayor's daughter then picks up the baby cucumber, which she finds really cute, so she gives it a name, first naming it Nugget, which the baby does not like, so she names it Mo, which apparently means looking for gold and finding a baby in a Indian language. At the same time, the band then sings a song all that happens to this young baby. The young woman takes Mo home at the same time that the mayor is having his secretary write a message in Morse code. When the mayor's daughter enters the house, the mayor asks if she had any luck before his daughter answers that she found a baby, which surprises the mayor. Sorry, my eyes getting watery. As time went by, Mo grew up with his 3 other zucchini brothers. By the time Mo, played by Larry the Cucumber, has gotten pretty good at throwing dodgeballs, which he tries to knock the 3 cans off the fence. Mo then pulls out a card and spits on it, then throw. Excuse me. Spits on. Then throws it forward before throwing a dodgeball that strikes the card dead center. Mo then notices a fly on a nearby cactus needle, so he also throws a dodgeball that knocks the fly off the cactus needle. By the time Mo becomes an adult, he then joins his 3 older brothers on their duty to keep the workers in line, just as the song ends after that. In the Grand Canyon, Mo is making sure that all the workers are doing their jobs before an old scallion worker, played by Charlie Pincher, pushes a wheelbarrow full of rocks, but is not strong enough. Even when Mo asks Charlie for help, Charlie just brushes his arm, saying that he doesn't need help. When Mo insists that he was just trying to help, Charlie berates him for treating the rest of his skin like dirt, something which Mo is confused by. When Mo asks Charlie how he knew that, Charlie explains that everyone been talking about it before telling Mo, "You're spitting the image of Little Joe himself." Of course, he'd be spitting if he saw you wearing that badge. When one of Mo's adopted brothers, named Bill, asks Mo if everything's alright, Mo hesitantly says that everything's fine, but Charlie tells him everything's fine by when the mayor's your granddaddy. "Your rightful place is down here." Bill then pushes Charlie's wheelbarrow, pushing Charlie backwards, with Mo trying to stop Bill from harassing Charlie. But Bill pushes Charlie near the edge of the canyon, threatening to send him over by placing a few extra rocks into his wheelbarrow. Unfortunately, Mo tells Bill to stop before throwing a dodgeball that strikes Bill, knocking him over the canyon and into the river below. As he gets swept downriver, when the P's are surprised that Mo sent Bill up the river, Mo tries to explain to himself that Bill was going to hurt Charlie. When the other 2 Zucchini brothers ask what's going on, this causes Mo to make a run for it in order to escape the wrath of the mayor's minions. Because of this, 1-2 posters of Mo have been posted all over Dodgeball City, with Mayor telling Wyatt, "If you find him, bring him to me. This time, I'll see to myself that he goes up the river." The lead carrier then narrates that Mo was able to retreat to the mountains in order to escape from the mayor and his flunkies. However, upon arriving in the mountains, Mo finds himself getting chased by a bear until he gets tired, thinking that he lost the bear. Mo is proven wrong when the bear returns he quickly runs towards a nearby well before falling down the well down the bottom. The bear then looks into the well before leaving. As Mo starts to sing Home on the Range while down in the well, the next morning, an Indian girl named Sally, played by Petunia Rhubarb, and her pet buffalo, Zippy, approach the same well where Mo is still trapped down below. When Sally tries to bring up water from the well, the bucket is usually heavier than before Mo is brought up, surprising Sally into into letting go of the crank as Mo falls back into the well once again. Sally apologizes to Mo before bringing him back up from the well once again. Sally then gives Mo his hat before asking him what he was doing at the bottom of the well, with Mo answering the bear before a loud crash is heard as a bear returns once again. This time Mo is prepared to face off against the bear, so he goes over to a nearby tree stump and pulls off a branch, which he uses to whack the bear on the nose, driving the bear off. After the bear leaves, Mo then says, "I'm gonna hang on to this," while Sally compliments Mo for being so brave before she introduces herself and Zippy to Mo. He then introduces himself to Sally and Zippy. My ear. Sorry, my ear. Okay, there we go. Another song then starts up about how love was found both Mo and Sally. Sally then asks Mo if he would like to join her and her parents for dinner, which Mo accepts as he follows Sally and Zippy back to their camp. The lead carrot then narrates that some matches are made from I can't read these words. Factories, while others are made in heaven, saying that either way, it all starts with a little chemistry. Before the song resumes once again, Sally then brings Mo to her camp, where she introduces him to her parents, played by Pa and Ma Grape. The lead character then narrates that Sally and her parents were thankful to Mo for saving her from the bear, while Mo was thankful to Sally and her parents for feeling appreciated. After some time has passed, Mo and Sally have gotten married. Sorry, my eye is leaking. I'm not crying, you're crying. Now, where was I? Mo and Sally have now gotten married, as well as having a child of their own, whom they named Gherkin. Because of this, Mo has abandoned his heritage of guarding the canyon, as he spends more time with his son and wife. Gherkin wants to play dodgeball, but Mo just throwing away the dodgeball before instead having him play yo-yo instead, which Gherkin is shown to be skilled at doing. Sally has Mo take Zippy for a walk after that. Just as the song then ends, soon Mo then sets out with Zippy and Silver. Why am I laughing? His stick that he got in the day he met Sally, before walking out into the deep forest. Okay, Mo and Zippy then approach the well before a loud rustling sound is heard from behind a tree, which catches Mo's attention. At first, Mo thinks that whatever is hiding from behind the tree is a bear, before a tumbleweed then rolls out in front of him and Zippy. Seconds later, the tumbleweed suddenly catches on fire, both surprising Mo and Zippy as they try to escape, but whichever way they go, the burning tumbleweed rolls in front of them. The tumbleweed then sprouts arms. Why am I drooling? Arms relieving that God is using the tumbleweed to speak to Mo, telling Mo that he had a job for him to do. Also telling him that he heard the cries of Little Joe's family, and that he was sending Mo to go to the mayor and demand that he let them leave Dodgeball City. Mo tells the tumbleweed that he can't go to the mayor, because he's puny, saying that he used to be pretty good with a dodgeball, but he puts them behind him. God tells Mo that he would help him, that he would be Mo's strength. Before Mo also saying to ask God, what if the people don't believe me? When I tell them it's you who sent me? God then says, tell them I am who I am. Tell them I am has sent me to you. Before Mo then repeats the last statement, but he's still in disbelief, believe that the people will believe him or not. Tumbleweed then points out at Silver that Mo is holding, before telling Mo to put Silver on the ground, which Mo does. Seconds later, Silver then turns into a rattlesnake, surprising Mo and scaring Zippy so much that he climbs up a tree before falling back onto the ground again. When God tells Mo to pick up the snake, Mo is reluctant to do so because it's a rattlesnake. But when he picks up the rattlesnake, it turns back into Silver again. Because of this, Mo is now convinced that he can stand up to the mayor to let the people go before telling God that he's not really good at public speaking. Before God tells Mo that he would have someone waiting for him outside Dodgeball City to help him out with his public speaking. After the tumbleweed rolls away, Mo and Zippy then go back home, with Mo explaining to his family that he needs to go back to Dodgeball City on a business trip. The next morning, Mo thanks Sally for the new outfit, with Sally telling him that he's gonna need it, also saying that it would be best if the mayor doesn't recognize him. Soon, Mo comes out of the tent wearing his brand new outfit, which is similar to the one worn by the Lone Ranger, with Sally telling him to be careful. Mo then tells Gherkin? Dang it, my eye. Tells Gherkin to listen to his mother before he mounts on Zippy and rides off towards the direction of Dodgeball City, with Sally and Gherkin and Sally's parents saying goodbye to Mo. After traveling for a while, Mo and Zippy approach the sales wagon run by a buckskin-clad asparagus named Aaron, played by Archibald Asparagus. Mo then approaches Aaron and tells him howdy before asking him if he's good at public speaking, but Aaron confirms non-verbally. Mo then jumps off Zippy, and when he removes his mask, Aaron is able to recognize him, which Mo is confused about how before Aaron tells him that he is his biological brother. Something that confuses Mo even more before Mo realizes that Aaron is his brother. Aaron tells Mo that his wanted poster is still up all over town, and that everyone within 100 miles knows his name, before telling Mo to keep the mask on, which Mo does. Mo then tells Aaron about everything that God has sent him to say, and about all the signs that God has demanded for him to perform. Mo then throws Silver on the ground as the Silver turns into a rattlesnake again, surprising Aaron and scaring Zippy for the second time, before Mo picks up the snake and turning it back to Silver again. Aaron then repeats what Mo had told him, which Mo confirms, before Aaron asks if he doesn't have to sell rubber tomahawks anymore, with Mo answering, "Not unless you want to." Because of this, Aaron then accepts before joining Mo and Zippy on their journey to Dodgeball City. Though, why am I laughing? Mo and ask Aaron, "Don't you get bored out here?" Before Aaron answers, "Oh, dreadfully, but it beats working in the canyon. You know my sensitive skin doesn't hold up." In Dodgeball City, two carrot cowboys are playing checkers when they notice Mo and Aaron and Zippy coming into the town, as everyone starts talking amongst themselves about who the masked man is. After approaching the mayor's office, Mo then opens the door before noticing the mayor and two of his flunkies, which immediately makes him nervous before he imagines them in their underwear. Aaron then hops up next to Mo before Mo whispers to Aaron that what he needs to say. The mayor then asks Aaron who is the strange man with him, before Aaron answers that he is a lone stranger, which the mayor asking Mo if he knows how to talk, before Aaron tells him that he's a bit shy, preferring to have Aaron speak for him. The mayor then asks Mo and Aaron what they want because he doesn't have all day. So Aaron tells him that the Lord told them to tell him to let the people go. This only angers the mayor before Charlie is then brought before the mayor. After that, with one of the mayor's zucchini monkeys explaining to the mayor that Charlie was only hauling 20 wheelbarrows by an hour, and that 30 is a minimum. Even when Charlie tells him, I can't do 30, I'm 80. When Charlie tries talking back to the zucchini guard, the mayor angrily tells him that minimum is 30, threatening to have Charlie send up the river before Charlie is taken away. Seeing some dodgeballs, Mo throws Silver aside before he gains possession of a dodgeball, even with Aaron telling him that God gave him directions. However, before Mo can throw the dodgeball, he is suddenly struck from behind by another dodgeball before Wyatt approaches him, saying that nobody throws a dodgeball in the mayor's office but me. Because of this action, the mayor decides to have the people haul 60 wheelbarrows an hour ahead instead of 30. So Mo and Aaron then leave the office sadly. After that, because of this, the people of Little Joe have been forced to work double time with double the amount of work, much to frustration of two cowboys played by Jean, Claude, and Philip P. Mo, Aaron, and Zippy watch everything before Mo decides to go home, saying that he just made things even worse for the workers. Aaron tells Mo that he can't leave now, but Mo tells him that they're better off without him. Even with Aaron telling him that when you just rely on yourself and you're on your own strength before reiterating God's plan to Mo, Aaron then tells Mo that he must rely on God his own strength, and his directions that give in order for things to come together, which Mo begins to understand. Aaron then starts singing a lively song telling Mo about the different events that happened in the Bible that God did before Mo finally understands that Aaron is trying to say to him. Because of this, Mo, Aaron, and Zippy then head back towards Dodgeball City again in order to stick to the plan that God gave them. Oh my gosh. Act 2. Back in the mayor's office, the mayor is admiring his great-grandson. When Mo and Aaron enter his office once again, the mayor then asks Mo what he wants before Aaron tells him that they came back to assure that God means business, explaining to the mayor that if he does not set workers free, you will face dire consequences. Which the mayor is confused. Mo then places Silver on the ground, causing Silver to turn back into a rattlesnake again, which frightens the two zucchini flunkies. The mayor then asks Mo if he will turn all their sticks into snakes, before sarcastically saying that he is too scared, that he's so scared that has Wyatt to do a snake trick of his own. Wyatt then brings out a smoke pack. Yeah, why is my eye watering? Sorry. And where was I? Brings out a smoke pack of lights and a match before lighting the smoke pack, which causes a spiral of smoke to come out from the pack in the shape of a snake. But most rattlesnake bites the smoke snake without any problems, though it does cough a few times. The mayor then tells Wyatt that the sorriest snake I have ever seen. You couldn't do better than that, before Wyatt tells him that he was on the spot. The rattlesnake turns back into silver, then Mo picks it up again. Before the mayor tells him, big deal, so you better at snakes. I'm still not letting anyone go. Get back to your souvenir shack and take what's his name with you. Before I lose my patience, Mo and Aaron are pushed out of the door by the zucchini flunkies, with Aaron asks Mo what's next, though Mo is determined to stick to the plan. The next morning, the mayor has approached the riverside to take a little bath, which Mo and Aaron approach him. And when the mayor notices Mo and Aaron spying on him, he becomes surprised while hiding behind some bush. While Aaron bids him good morning, the mayor is angry to see the duo again. Before Aaron tells him, God has sent me to tell you to let my people go. But the mayor still refuses to grant the request. He calls out for his guards. Mo then dips silver into the water, which causes the water to slowly turn into a dark red liquid. To the surprise of the mayor and his guards, one of the zucchini flunkies asks what it is. The other one tells him it's tomato juice, which the tomato cowboy played by Bob the Tomato Paints. While the band sings about how the river turned red, but the mayor still didn't listen. Later, the mayor is now playing golf while Mo and Aaron approach him again with the same statement, but he still refuses. This time, Mo then has a bunch of prairie dogs surround the entire golf course as a shout out to Caddyshack, while the band sings about the prairie dogs coming up. The mayor is at a restaurant where he is served a sandwich with fries. Now I'm hungry. By Aaron, who once again tells him to let my people go. When the mayor still refuses, Mo then has a bunch of grasshoppers appear and devour the mayor's sandwich before the grasshoppers then infest the entire city. Mo and Aaron then hop past the mayor's office again. As this time Mo has plague strike on the cattle, which causes them to fall over dead. The next morning, the mayor is in the bathroom looking at himself in the mirror, and Mo then has the mayor break out in purple pimples. Mo and Aaron then approach the center of town before Mo has a huge windstorm blow up in town. The Carrots and Gord then sing about all the plagues that happened in the Dodgeball City, but the mayor still didn't listen to Mo. The lead carrot then narrates that Mo and Aaron have done everything that God had asked. Though there was still one more plague, which causes the river to float by the water level at the rising river. The flood causes a bunch of baby baskets to float from the doors, but the flood does not reach the houses where the life rings placed on the doors. Among the babies that were carried by the flood water was the mayor's grandson. Great-grandson. The next morning, Mo and Aaron go see the mayor with who's mourning about his grandson being taken away by the flood the previous night. Because of this, the mayor finally grants Mo's request to let his people leave the Dodgeball City. Soon, Mo and Aaron then lead all of the people of Little Joe out of Dodgeball City, following God's mark in the form of a pillar of smoke and clouds. The mayor and Wyatt watch as the people leave Dodgeball City, with the mayor saying that they will have to figure out who's going to do all the work now. The mayor then asks who was the masked man. Who was the masked man? Before Wyatt tells him that it's Mo, because he just took off his mask. When the mayor hears that Mo was a lone stranger the whole time, he tells Wyatt to round off the pods I gotta score the saddle. Mo and Aaron lead the people to Death Valley, but the people are hesitant to cross Death Valley, fearing that they will be barbecued. One of the cowboys then look to see there's trouble following them before trying to warn Aaron that there's danger, but Aaron keeps brushing him off before noticing the danger. It's revealed that Mayor and White, accompanied by the Zucchini flunkies and the Great Carrot Cowboys, have been following after them. When Mo and Aaron realize that the mayor and his posse are after them, the people are worried, fearing that they'll get caught by the mayor again without a way to cross Death Valley. Fortunately, Mo has a plan to cross the Death Valley safely. Before calling out the snowstorm that snow in the one area of the valley, creating a path of snow that allows Mo and Aaron, Zippy, and the people of Little Joe to cross the valley without any problems, much to the surprise of the mayor and his posse. Soon, Mo and the others cross into Death Valley on the snow path, though the mayor and his posse are still chasing after them. As they cross to the snow path, once all of the people have safely made it to the other side, Mo and Zippy then make it to the other side as well, which causes the snow cloud to disappear after that. The mayor and his posse realize that they are now stuck in the middle of Death Valley as the hot sun causes the snow to melt, leaving the mayor and his posse at the mercy of the hot desert sun. The people then cheer for their victory. After that, before a reprise of All Alone Stranger song from the beginning then plays after that. Mo then met Sally and Gherkin and Sally's parents, with Sally congratulating Mo for doing what God have told him to do. Now that Mo has led his people out of Dodgeball City, everyone then heads through to start their new lives, just as the song and the story ends with after that. My throat is getting dry easily. Closing countertop. Sorry, wait. Bit. Okay. Back on the countertop, Bob is amazed with the outcome of the story, telling Larry that he was right because it was the perfect story for Owsley about God's strength and following direction, which confuses Larry. Larry was thinking that Owsley could use his stick to teach her brother a lesson. But Bob corrects him that that's not what the story meant, before saying that it's time to talk about what they learned today. The Western version of What We Learned song starts to play again, with Larry saying that if a stick won't work, then a dodgeball would. Bob is about to stop Larry before the song plays again. After the song ends, Bob tells Larry that was the perfect story for Owsley because it was about God's strength and following his directions. Before explaining that Mo did things his own way, he just made things worse. And that to free his people, Mo had to rely on God and follow his plan. Larry finally understands what Bob meant by that, before Bob says that they should see if Bertie has a verse for them. Bertie then brings up verse which is, "Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in him. I am helped." Psalms 28:7a. Larry then says that we can call on God to help and follow his direction, knowing that we can't do it by ourselves. Just like Mo, Bob then tells Owsley that she's right about the fact that she's not powerful enough to do everything God asks her to do, but God can give her the strength to do what he asks, and if she just lets God be her strength if she follows his direction, she will be amazed at what he can do though and for her. Larry then tells Wesley that since he asked for a sequel to Little Joe, he got it, which is 2 for 1. Um, Bob then tells Larry that Mo's story reminded him of the story of Moses in the Bible, which Larry agrees with. But he says that it was a little different than the Western kind of way. Bob and Larry then sign out after that, finishing the episode. Wow. Whoa, it's almost 1 hour. Well, that's all we got for today. And I hope you got something, and I hope God spoke to you. And don't forget, I will be leaving the link to what I just read in the description, and I'll try to do like the little eye thing for the movie thing. I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless you, and you're gonna be seeing some words in 3, 2, 1.